Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so coming out tonight on Global, finally, is the Extreme Z area for B-Pan, the Pan's Secret Adventure Extreme Z area. So this is an EZA that I know a lot of people have been looking forward to, because B-Pan is actually a really solid unit even before her EZA, and is quite useful in places like Super Battle Road and some of the other harder content in the game. The only problem, of course, for, I would say, her main issue really, is the fact that she only has a chance to mitigate damage. So if we have a look at her here, pre-EZA, so her leader skill has always been pretty terrible. Recovers 3,333 HP per key sphere of a character's type. So you've got to pick up, like, if you made her the leader of your team, like an AGL unit on the team, you have to pick up AGL orbs to get this. So I honestly don't know if I've ever seen anyone ever use her as a leader. I don't know why you would, but she is an LR, so she's got 2 super attacks. Her first one is colossal damage with a chance to stun, and then the quote-unquote 18 key is colossal damage with a medium chance to stun. So if you see, she's one of the only LRs. She only does colossal damage on both of her super attacks, but she does super attack early. So obviously that's why I don't normally, I always like refer to LRs, their 12 key and their 18 key, but she does super attack early, so I try to avoid saying that if I possibly can. But yeah, it's 9 key for the 12 key and 15 key for the 18 key, so basically 3 key early, which is very, very useful. And then, yeah, she recovers 33% damage as dealt as HP, and has a high chance of reducing damage received by 55%, which is, of course, only 50%. And then one of the reasons why people love to use her is she has this active skill that gives you the 33% attack buff to everybody for 1 turn, and it can be activated from turn 3. That's the only restriction, so it's obviously very useful. But if we take a look at her post-EZA, they decided not to give her an in any way workable leader skill. They just upped the numbers of her HP, so 5,555 HP per key sphere. Now her super attacks, the 9 key is colossal damage with a medium chance to stun, so the stun chance has gone up. And then on her 15 key super, she greatly raises attack for 1 turn. Still only does colossal damage, but at least she has to greatly raise, and then has a medium chance to stun. So the major difference is they've upped her stun chance on the 9 key super, and they've added greatly raises attack on the 18 key super. That does work out quite nicely for her because she heals based on the damage that she does. So obviously dealing more damage means she's going to give you more healing. And then for her passive, she has a high chance of key +3 and a high chance of an additional key +3. So one or both of these can trigger, obviously giving you a bunch of extra key, allowing you to do the 18 key, the 15 key. Because realistically, because of the little differences between the two and them having the same stun chance and anything, she's not one of those LRs where there's any reason you'd ever want to get her like 9 key super. You just always want to be getting the 15 key one. So if both of these trigger, she gets an extra 6 key, which is super useful. Still recovers 33% of damage dealt as HP, and then she just guaranteed reduces damage received by 55%. So this automatically makes her so much better. Any Super Battle Road stage that you can run her on, she's going to be incredibly useful. And then they didn't change her active skill at all. So if we take a look at her Extreme Z area event, you have to use the physical Butoden Goku as your friend lead, and like the other LR EZAs, there are specific units that you have to use, and they have to all be rainbowed and fully EZA'd as well. Now the only thing you can do that's technically they're not being fully maxed out is with EZA units. Obviously you can rainbow them and then EZA them, but without ever increasing their super attack from 10 up to 15. You technically can use any of these units in the event at SA 10 as long as they are still fully rainbowed, so they'll be 10 out of 15 if they're fully EZA'd as well. You probably do want to put the extra SA levels in for most of them. Like Candy Vegito, Ghost Tanks are both super good in a lot of other events. The 16-bit Goku and Vegeta are pretty decent, and Kid Trunks is a really good free-to-play stacker. The Gohan and Pan are fairly decent, but I mean, I don't think I would ever use them for anything else outside of doing this event. So if you want to leave them at SA 10 out of 15, I could perfectly understand that. So anyway, you can only do the event once a week, so that does mean it's going to take a while to fully EZA her, because if we have a look at her here, for her EZA you need what, 30, 45 medals in total to fully EZA her. And there are 2 of the drops on the map that both give you 5, so you get 10 each time. If there is a question mark tile on the map, it gives you an extra 10. Now, if you're unlucky and you don't ever get the question mark thing appear, that means it's going to take you 5 weeks to EZA B-Pan, which is kind of annoying, but I don't know why they time-gated it like this. But if you are able to get one of the question marks, obviously then it gives you the ability to get it done in 4 weeks. And then I think if you have to get the question mark all 3 times in a row, and then you would be able to do it in 3 weeks, because each of these, so 3 times, the ones that drop on the map is going to give you 30. And then actually no, would it be twice out of the 3? Because that gives you 30, then 40, then 50, and you need 45. So yeah, if you get the question mark twice, you can do it in 3 weeks, I think. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a pain in order to get her. I don't know why they time-gated it like this, but there you go. So just like any other easy area, you can't bring items and you have to use the set team. You also have to, I've got that tab up for a reason, I keep accidentally opening it, but you have to have completed all the stages of the original B-Pan event. Now I believe this means for newer players, when you obviously do level 1, regardless of which difficulty you do, it will unlock level 2, but you need to have done all 3 difficulties of level 1, I think. I'm not actually entirely sure, because you do get the star once you've done one of the difficulties, I believe, so you might not need to. But if you're a newer player that's never played this event, bear in mind that you have to do both of these stages, which is going to cost you, even if you do the cheapest one here, it's going to cost you 130 stamina. And then, like I said, I'm not actually entirely sure if you need to do these other 2 to unlock it, because I don't know anyone that hasn't been playing it long enough to have not done all of those stages when it came out. So if you are in that position, let us know down below in the comments if it does actually unlock, if you've only done 1 or 2 of these and not all 3. But most people, I would imagine, have done all of these, so actually having the event unlocked is not going to be a problem. So let us very quickly talk about the characters that you have to use. So this is the Goku that they give you as a friend lead. So he is Goku family and super class lead. So 4 key, 44% to stats. Now, the weird thing about this, I don't know why they do this with Extreme Z areas. They did it with this most recent one to EZA the Saiyaman Trunks and Gohan and Pan, where they give you the Saiyaman Trunks as a friend who is a youth leader, and then almost every single unit that you can use on that team is youth, except you have to use Gohan and Pan, who are not on the youth category. So I don't understand why they make these events restricting you to specific units, but then they make you bring a unit that doesn't fit under the leader skill. And for this one, I am of course talking about the 16-bit Vegeta, because he's also very good. He's a very solid unit, just like the Goku, has very solid defense start of turn, gets his attack when supering, which means he's a pretty decent slot 1 support. He also gets, defense. He also gets extra attack when attacking a super class, so in this event he's obviously going to do a bunch of extra damage, and he has type advantage, so he's really good for this event, except for the fact that he's extreme AGL, so he doesn't fit under Goku's leader skill. So I find that very odd, because everyone else is either Goku family or super class. So we have the Candy Vegito, so of course he is super class. He has the built-in chance to dodge, 70% chance to dodge. He does get more attack and defense per tech orb, or if you can only get non-tech, he just gets defense, which is still good. And of course he does have a high chance to stun. Normally in Extreme Z areas you can stun the enemy, so I believe that you can in this one as well. It doesn't say on here, I don't know if it would mention it in this part here about the boss, but it doesn't seem to say that you can't. So Candy Vegito are going to be very good. Even if you can't stun, it'll be super useful for the dodging. And a lot of the units on this team, they pretty much all have Showering the Limit, so there's a ton of key links, even if they don't have the traditional key links that they share. So then we have the Gotenks and Ghost. These guys are super good. They're probably one of the better free-to-play units in the game. After their EZA, they became insanely good. They greatly raise attack and defense on super, so they can tank really well. They heal with Rainbow Orbs, as well as getting extra attack and defense, and they can stun on their super as well. So these guys are super, super good. One of the very few, I should say, free-to-play units that I have actually fully linked level 10, because they are very good, useful, even use them on the Fusion no items ESBR run, so very, very solid unit, probably the best out of all of them. definitely worth the investment. So then we have the 2 new units that just EZA'd. So we have the Saiyaman Trunks. He infinitely stacks defense, although the event is not really going to be long enough for you to stack a crazy amount of times. But he does have type advantage anyway. Gets pretty solid attack and defense. He builds up his attack with each attack that he does. And he does launch additional attacks depending on how many orbs you collect. So if you can pick up 5 orbs, you get 2 guaranteed additional attacks. They are just normal attacks, but that will obviously help to trigger his hidden potential, because you should probably go more additional with this guy anyway, because he's an infinite defense stacker, so you're potentially able to get a bunch of extra attacks. Plus also, if you pick up 7 orbs, he gets guaranteed crits, so you don't really want to waste giving him a bunch of crit in his hidden potential. So if you haven't rainbowed him yet, definitely prioritize additionals for him. But he's going to be pretty good. He's one of those sort of weird units where he doesn't share a lot of links with people on the team, but he does have Shattering the Limit, so it shouldn't be too difficult to super attack with him. And then finally we have the the Goku family, I guess, the only unit on the team that actually fits under the Goku family part of Goku's leader skill, but he gives the same amount to both types, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But the Gohan and Pan, so they do raise attack and defense in 1 turn, so they can defend reasonably well after super attacking. They do have a great chance of getting an additional attack 100%. They get their attack on super, so if you don't get a super attack, I mean, that's just sort of a general rule of thumb for most units, but they're not going to be doing a lot of damage. They get defense 50% with each super attack performed up to 100%, so once they've super attacked twice, they will have very solid defense. And then they get key 3 and an additional attack and defense 50% when there is another Goku family ally attacking in the same turn. So ideally for this event, you probably want to have them on rotation with the Goku, and then I would say probably having like the Candy Vegito and the Gotenks and Ghost together. So obviously this one is not so much of a team building guide, because you can only literally use these 6 units, but I just wanted to go over each one of them, talk about them a little bit. All their events should be up if you haven't finished any of them. So like I say at the beginning, they do all have to be fully EZA'd and rainbowed, but once that's done, you're able to take on the event. Let me know down below in the comments section if any of you guys got lucky and got the question mark tile. I will tweet it out if I manage to do it once it does go live later. Someone out there is going to get lucky and get it enough times to have her EZA'd super early, so good luck on your runs. And I do like the fact somebody joked when this event first came out. So the original B-Pan event was released in 2016. So for the first time in like 5 years, we're going to actually be able to defeat B-Pan. Because in the other event, she doesn't take any damage. Whereas in the Extreme Z area, you obviously have to beat her to win the stage. So for the first possible time in all these years, we're actually going to be able to defeat B-Pan. But let me know down below how you got on with the event and if you got the question mark tile. Looking forward to having her fully EZA'd, even though it is a little bit annoying that it takes a while. But it is what it is, I guess. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.